Welcome back to Branch Reflexology Institute. I'm Barb Brower, and this is The Body Talks. Welcome back to Branch Reflexology Institute. My name is Barb Brower, and we are talking about the fingers today as a secondary reflex in reflexology. So when we look at the fingers, we actually can find out which areas the primary organ is asking for more circulation. In previous videos, we talked about the stomach reflex and how the index finger can represent our stomach reflex. So when we have a distal and swelling, that's telling you that the stomach reflex in the hand or the foot would be really beneficial to work. So today we're going to talk about the middle finger, and I'm going to keep both fingers up here so as not to offend anyone. So the middle finger as a secondary is working with the bladder. So the bladder reflex is asking for more circulation. So this is secondary, meaning that the primary is going to be found on the main palmar side of the hand. And that bladder reflex is going to be right down in here on both hands. And so working that reflex can really help you if you have leaky bladder, or if when you cough or sneeze, you have a little bit escape, or if you have urgency. So you might try the reflexology for the bladder reflex if you see that the middle finger shows some congestion of any kind, or even if you have injured one of your fingers. So when we injure just one finger, we want to think about what was happening in the body emotionally that brought about the injury, because we do create these things at a very subconscious level, never consciously. But if you injure a digit, you want to look at which organ reflex is being affected, and then you go to the primary area on the hand or the foot or both, and you work that area. Now, when we talked about the stomach reflex, this one was hard to put your feelings into words. And so now we're coming to the middle finger, which is the bladder, and the emotion of the bladder is dealing with irritations. And so it's no wonder that the middle finger is when we're upset and that we choose to flip people the bird. So the middle finger being a bladder reflex, you can really make a difference for the bladder. And it's very helpful. And also think about the injuries that we have on our hands or our feet. When we injure one toe or we injure one finger, we want to look at the secondary reflex, work the primary reflex, and then think about the emotion housed in the organ reflex itself. So with the stomach, that was hard to put your feelings into words. With the bladder, it is irritations in general, irritations. Everything irritates you. So something had to really irritate you in order for you to produce an injury to your middle finger. So keep that in mind. All the different digits on our feet and our hands talk to us about our emotional body and what we are not expressing. Because when we don't express an emotion that we feel passionate with, then we implode it, and that results in a paper cut, a sprain, or a break, depending on how big that emotion was not expressed. So the importance of speaking our feelings is so prevalent when you think about injuries to our body. So stay tuned. Next week we'll talk more about the toes and the fingers and the secondary reflexes and what they mean at an emotional level. Blessings. See you next time.